Good morning. I'm Frank Robinson, President and owner of Robinson Helicopter Company. Today marks a very special day for us. In 2007, and for past several years, we've produced more helicopters than any other manufacturer in the world. I would like to take this opportunity to personally congratulate and thank all of our employees, who are the ones that actually made that possible. It is also clear that the ability to trade freely in the world has been a very crucial part of our success. Our export sales have consistently represented over 50% of our total sales. And in the past year, our exports actually increased to 70% of our total sales. So it's not only been very good, but it's been increasing. Just think about that. 70% of all the helicopters we build are exported outside the United States. You see all these Japanese cars coming into the country, and it kind of shows you. I believe that we are an example of what is possible when a company is allowed to compete openly and freely in the world market. Fortunately, our success has not gone unnoticed, and in recognition of that success, we are honored to have with us today several distinguished guests. And Torrance Mayor Frank Scotto, California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, and of course, George W. Bush, the President of the United States. I now give you Governor Schwarzenegger.
Well, thank you very much, Frank, for the nice introduction. And I also want to say it's great to have some other dignitaries here, which is Congresswoman Harman is here with us today, and Congressman Dreyer, Congressman Royce, Congressman McCarthy, Congressman Nunez, and of course Mayor Scotto. We want to say thank you. Let's give them a big hand for being here today with us. It's great to be back here again at Robinson Helicopter, because I was here just 2 years ago, and before I left I said I'll be back. So I keep my promises. So it's great this time to be here, and we want to thank President Bush for coming out here to California once again. We want to thank him to talk here today about trade and about our economy. The reason why I say once again is because he just was here recently when we had the fires, when California was engulfed in flames, and we had 18 fires all over the state of California, and we were in real desperate need to get help from the federal government. And let me tell you something, this president, and I want to thank you for the quick action, because let me just finish, because it gets better. I mean, when we had the first fire breakout, he was on the phone. The president was on the phone calling me, and he says, I know you have some problems with fires, and there will be more. He says, anything that you need, you call me immediately, and you got it. He says, I will tell all of our federal agencies. And we did request a lot of things, because we needed a lot of help. And I tell you what the federal government has done, and what this president has done, to set into action all kinds of things that really worked really well with the state and with the locals, to bring everyone together and to create a force to really confront those kind of extraordinary fires, which were the biggest fires in the history of California. So we want to say thank you to you for the great action. And then he came out to California and visited the firefighters, shook hands with all of them, and inspected all of this kind of one-stop shops that we had set up already. So I want to thank you again. Let's give him a big hand for this great, great work. Now, of course, it is great to be taken around here by Frank Robinson, who is, where's Frank? Thank you very much for the great tour that you have given us just now about this great factory. And this is, of course, a shining example of what California is all about. And this is all about trade and about the economy. It is the leading helicopter manufacturer in the world. The last time I was here, it was the leading helicopter manufacturer in North America. Now it's in the world, I was told. As a matter of fact, this company is creating a lot of jobs left and right. International sales have increased so much so in the past 5 years that they've doubled the workforce all the way up to 1,280 people that are working here. And may I remind you, this is a great contribution to the state of California. And Mr. President, I just want you to know that I and my movies have flown a lot of helicopters. So if you want me to take in a little spin on one of these helicopters, I'm more than happy to do that. But I'm proud of the Robinson, manufacturing place here, because this is a California company succeeding on a world stage, because they're selling helicopters in more than 50 countries all over the world, thanks to American innovation, American production, and American workers. And I support the President's efforts to expand foreign trade. As a matter of fact, in 2006, just to give you an example, California exported nearly $130 billion worth of goods all over the world. And that supports, of course, millions of jobs. And I want to see even more action like that. I want to see more markets, more products, more jobs, more of everything. Because that is great for our economy, and this is great for our people. That's why I have gone, in trade missions all over the world. That's why I've gone to China and to Japan and to Mexico and to Canada. I think it's very important that we continue going on trade missions, because we have the best products in the world right here from California, and I think that the world should be our marketplace. We need more trade. We need more fair deals with as many nations as possible. So I join President Bush in urging quick bipartisan approval of the 3 trade agreements pending in Congress. They will strengthen our economy and create jobs and help the workers. The President is also doing a fantastic job with Congress on an economic stimulus package. As a matter of fact, he reached a bipartisan agreement which just passed in the House, and we urge the Senate to pass it as quickly as possible. Putting money back into the people's hands is great. As a matter of fact, this package puts a lot of money back into the low-income people that want to be middle-income people. So this is a great, great package. And the House plan also includes something especially important for California, which is higher limits on federal home loans that I've been calling for since last summer. This means an increase from the $412,000 to $729,000. This will help, of course, people avoid foreclosure and encourage responsible loans and pump up the housing market. May I remind you, I know a lot about pumping up. We've got to pump up our housing markets. So again, we want to say thank you very much to the President. And I know with your vision, with your leadership, and with your hard work, I know we will get our economy back on track as quickly as possible. So thank you very much for everything you're doing for our state. And now let's hear from the President himself, President George W. Bush.
Thank you all. So my daughters are going to be envious. I was introduced by Arnold. I appreciate you, Governor. Thanks for your strong leadership. Thanks for your friendship. California is a really important state for our country, and I think a lot of Californians really appreciate the fact that you're steady at the helm. And thank you for having us. Frank, thank you very much for your hospitality. He says, hey, why do you want to come to Robinson Helicopter Company? Well, first, I love entrepreneurs and dreamers. And your boy told me that you dreamt about a company and you started it in your kitchen. Isn't it interesting? The company was started in the kitchen, and now he's got the Terminator coming by to herald the success. I mean, I love America because we stand for dreams that can be accomplished. And so, first reason I'm here is I want to congratulate the Robinsons for living a dream and for giving people good work. Arnold and I had the pleasure of working the floor and shaking hands with people who were making a living for their families. And so you're building good helicopters, but more importantly, you're providing people a chance to work. And I appreciate that a lot. The other reason I'm here is I want to spend a little time talking about the economy. and about what we can do to help in the short term and in the long term. Before I do want to also welcome Congresswoman Jane Harman. This is her district, and I'm proud to have traveled from Washington to California with her. Jane, thank you for coming. Appreciate your time being here. And Dreyer and Royce are with us too as well, and that's Congressman Dreyer and Congressman Royce. I appreciate you all joining us. Thank you for your time. Mayor, thanks for coming. I hope you're confident about our economy. I am. We've got some short-term issues to deal with. Fourth quarter growth slowed to 0.6%. There's signs that our economy are slowing. There's some uncertainty in the economy. But in the long run, you've got to be confident about your economy. Inflation's down, interest rates are low, productivity's high, our economy's flexible, it is resilient. We've been through problems before. As a matter of fact, we've been through problems before since I was your president. We've had a recession, corporate scandals, an attack on the United States of America. We've had major natural disasters, and every time we've come through strong. And that's what's going to happen this time, too. But the federal government can help. We can have some smart policy out of Washington. And the smartest thing we can do is to help deal with the uncertainty by putting about $145 billion into your pockets so you can spend it, which will help this economy stay strong. And at the same time, part of that $145 billion is provide incentives for businesses, large and small, to invest. See, when you provide an incentive for a company to invest, they go out and buy a machine. And when they buy that machine, somebody has to put labor into the machine. Somebody's working. So the whole purpose of a stimulus package is to have something robust enough to make a difference, temporary enough so that we can balance our budget over time, and simple enough to be effective. And as the governor mentioned, we reached an agreement with both Democrats and Republicans in the House of Representatives on a package that's simple, robust, and effective. And now the Senate is debating the issue. And I understand people having their points of view, and of course we welcome points of view in Washington. There appears to be a lot of them up there. But whatever the Senate does, they should not delay this package. They should not keep money out of your pocket. The sooner you get a check, the more likely it is that the stimulus package will kick in and make a difference. So my attitude is, if you're truly interested in dealing with the slowdown in the economy, the Senate ought to accept the House package, pass it, and get it to my desk as soon as possible. That's what I want to talk about. I also want to talk about trade. Now, people in our country, let's be perfectly frank about it. You hear them say trade isn't any good. It doesn't help. If I were a worker at Robinson, I'd be arguing against that. You got good jobs here. People are working. And 70% of what you make gets sold overseas. So you can't tell the people at Robinson Helicopter that trade isn't good. When 70% of that which you manufacture gets sold somewhere else other than the United States, they ought to have a sign walking in here and say, trade is not only good, it is great. And we want the federal government to make it easier for us to sell products. That's what trade is really about, isn't it? If you're good at something, and you're good at making helicopters, then you ought to have your government making it easier to sell your product, not harder. Mr. Robinson said 70% of the revenues from this company are a result of products being sold overseas. And that happens in a lot of companies in America, by the way. As a matter of fact, it is estimated that our growth last year, a third of that growth was caused by exports. When people are selling something overseas, that means somebody's working. And there's a lot of customers overseas. So one of the goals of this administration is to reduce trade barriers. The interesting thing about what I'm about to tell you on 3 free trade agreements that we're hoping Congress votes on here pretty soon is that we're not treated the same way. In other words, they got their goods and services coming to our country without a lot of tariffs. And when we're trying to sell into their countries, they're taxing it, which makes it much harder to sell. Reasonable policy says to nations, you treat us the way we treat you. That's all we're asking for. We're saying to countries, if your goods and services are coming here, which by the way are good for our consumers. Like if you're a consumer, you want a lot of choices. You want a lot of different options. But we want to be treated equally too. Good trade policy is fair trade policy. And so these trade agreements I'm about to describe to you level the playing field. When I say level the playing field, it means we'll be treated equally. And that's important because we can compete with anybody, anytime, anywhere, just as long as the rules are fair. That's what I think. I think our workers are the best in the world. I said in the State of the Union the other night, let's level the playing field, open up markets so the best workers in the world can have the fruits of their labor sold overseas. And that's what trade's all about. You got people in this country saying, no, trade doesn't matter. I'm telling you it matters. It matters to our economy, and it matters to the jobs right here in Robinson Manufacturing, Robinson Helicopter. The other interesting thing about trade is if you're working for a company that's selling goods overseas, you're likely to be paid higher wages. Trade yields better pay. So what are you going to do about it, Mr. President? You know, it's one thing to talk about the benefits of trade. Well, we've negotiated free trade agreements. As we sit down with countries and said, let's get a free trade agreement in place. And we reduced barriers and tariffs through the negotiations. And there are 3 such agreements before the Congress. There was 4. Congress just recently passed a deal with Peru. And we want to do the same thing with Colombia and Panama and South Korea. Now, for the person working here at Robinson, I don't know if you know this, but when you try to sell into Colombia, part of the helicopter parts face a 5% surcharge. That makes it harder to sell something. And when something's taxed, it's harder to sell into a market. The free trade agreement we've negotiated will eliminate that surcharge. It makes it more likely that these products will be sold to Colombia. In Panama, there's a 15% tax on the helicopter you manufacture. I've been told there's a 15% tax. I believe there's a 15% tax, and I know that a free trade agreement will reduce that tax, which means it's more likely you're going to sell a helicopter into Panama. And when you're more likely to sell a helicopter into Panama, it means you're more likely to keep work. That's what that means. Free trade means jobs for Americans. Free trade means good paying jobs for Americans. And so Congress needs to pass these agreements.